part 1. It's a small video that is missing in your app. So let's start with it. So first of all, what you need to know after the revascularization, this part will come. Okay. So this is the last, the traumatic injuries and avulsion part 2. उससे पहले का video है ये. So just a small video, that link was missing. So first you need to know that there are 5 types of postnatal stem cells which are there in the dental practice. Okay, which we need to know in the dental related. Okay. So first stem cells which are there are called as SCAP. SCAP are stem cells of apical papilla. These are the same cells that I was talking in the case of pulp revascularization. Remember the cells which are there, the stem cells which may differentiate into any lineage I have told you. So those are same stem cells of apical papilla or dental papilla. Okay. Next, coming to the shed. Remember there has already been a question that has come on shed. Shed are again stem cells. It stands for stem cells from human exfoliated deciduous teeth. Again important, I'm repeating it. Shed stands for stem cells from human exfoliated deciduous teeth. Next we come to another type of stem cell, DFPC. This is simple, dental follicle progenitor cells. DFPC stands for dental follicle progenitor cells. DPSC, again simple, dental pulp stem cells. Dental pulp stem cells. And last, BMMSC, bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. I'm repeating, bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. So altogether 5 postnatal stem cells: SCAP, stem cells of apical papilla; shed, stem cells from human exfoliated deciduous teeth; DFPC, dental follicle progenitor cells; DPSC, dental pulp stem cells; and last, BMMSC, that is bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. Going to the next slide. Yes, the X-rays required to detect the root fracture. There has been a question on this. The minimum number of X-rays required. Remember, the question was the minimum number of X-rays required to detect a root fracture. Okay, and the answer is minimum 3 X-rays are required according to Cohen. Though Engel is saying different over here. Engel is saying minimum 2 X-rays are required, but still answer in majority of MCQ books is again given 3 X-rays, and Cohen we are taking more as a standard book over here. Majority of time Cohen is followed, so we will stick to the answer that is given with Cohen, that is 3 minimum X-rays in root fractures. Okay, look over here, but IADT, International Association of Dental Trauma, it says that you require minimum 4 X-rays for any dental injury. Any dental injury means root fracture will also come into the dental injury only. So IADT says that you require minimum how many? 4 X-rays. 4 X-rays means 3 to same, that is of the root fracture, that one X-ray will be bang on 90 degree, 145 degree, 110 degree angulation. Okay, and the 4th X-ray will be the occlusal fill. So IADT says minimum 4 X-rays are required. So if in question they specify you that how many number of X-rays are required to detect any dental injury according to IADT, okay, then go with the 4 X-rays are required. Otherwise, if they give you the same question, same format, minimum X-rays required to detect a root fracture, go with 3 X-rays minimum number required, 45, 90 and 110 degree. Remember, okay, root fracture is an important topic again. So now coming to again the luxation injuries, the types of luxation injuries, starting from the least or the minimal most damaging, concussion, and going to the maximum damaging injury, that is the intrusive luxation. So if we go order wise over here, then the concussion, in the case of concussion, there are minimum damage to the pulp, minimum damage to the PDL apparatus, to the attachment apparatus. Okay, and in intrusive luxation, the maximum chances of damage. So remember concussion, in case of concussion, if we check in the parameter of sensitivity to percussion, that means the TOP, the mobility and the displacement. So in case of concussion, there will be only TOP that will be present. Remember, concussion means only TOP, tenderness on percussion, sensitivity to percussion. So the tooth will show slight sensitivity to percussion, tap करने पे pain आएगा patient को, but definitely there will be no mobility and there will be no displacement of the tooth that we are going to see over here. Okay, so that is the concussion. Subluxation is an important thing. Subluxation, the word denotes partial luxation, partial mobility, है ना, luxation. So there will be definitely TOP or the sensitivity to percussion will be there. Along with that, remember the mobility will also be increased over here. So there will be mobility, but no displacement. Okay, I hope you got it. So in case of subluxation, the mobility also increases. No displacement, tenderness to percussion definitely will be there. And in lateral, extrusive, and intrusive luxation, all the things will be there. There will be sensitivity to percussion, there will be increased mobility definitely, and there will be displacement of the tooth that will also be present. Remember, intrusive luxation is one of the most severe injury. Okay, one of the most severe injury is the intrusive. In case of root fracture, next slide. In case of root fracture, remember which parameters are important for the prognosis. Okay, how will you define the prognosis? Look, in case of apical fracture, I have already, I think I have covered it in the previous video, that in the apical fracture, the prognosis is very good. Apical segment generally remains vital and it needs not to be treated. You know? And if apical, the coronal segment also, we just do wait and watch. If coronal segment turns non-vital, go with the simple root canal treatment. If apical segment turns non-vital, then you have to go with the apicectomy. Otherwise, there is no need. Apical, remember, but in case of apical 1/3 fracture, the apical segment, it usually it remains vital and need not to be treated. Coronal segment, majority time, though it may require root canal treatment, but the prognosis is very good. Mid-third fracture, the prognosis is somewhat moderate, and the cervical third fracture, they have generally the poor prognosis. Cervical root level pave the fracture. Because the fracture, the prognosis, it depends upon two things. First is the degree of dislocation of the tooth, the coronal fragment, degree of dislocation, and the second thing is the mobility of that segment. So if the degree of dislocation is less, the mobility is less, definitely the prognosis is going to be good. Then in the case of root fracture in immature teeth, open apex cases, remember they are seldom fracture. The open apex cases, the immature teeth, they seldom fracture. The root is seldomly fractured, and even if the fracture it happens, then also the prognosis is good. In case of open apex, okay, open apex, definitely the root is comparatively not that strengthened, the root dentine formation is not great, so chances of fracture is there, but still it is less. Remember, the prognosis, it improves with the early fixing. Okay, so if you go with immediately, you refix it, you just do a close reduction, immediate treatment, and then semi-rigid splinting for 2 to 4 weeks, then the prognosis is good, definitely. So this was about the root fracture. The prognosis of the root fracture will depend upon all these things. Now this splinting time again important part. There has been many questions on splinting time, and this splinting time is given different in different books. So I am going in according to Cohen, so that there should not be any doubt. Cohen 9th edition, Cohen 10th edition, both say same thing. Now over here, to remember it is difficult, so you need to go it with a mnemonic. It is AERIL. AERILC on your screen. AERIL is there. So the splinting time is going to increase constantly. So in case of avulsion injuries, the splinting time is 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days only in case of avulsion injuries. I think this topic is also slightly covered, avulsion injury in pulp revascularization. So in case of avulsion, splinting time 7 to 10 days only, not more than that. At 7th to 10th day, we will start with the root canal treatment of the tooth. Okay, as soon as splinting time is over. Remember, students, nowadays the splinting time has been reduced. Previously, it was in months. Nowadays, we are doing splinting only in weeks. Why we have reduced from months to weeks is because prolonged splinting time may cause ankylosis. Chances of ankylosis is there, and then if ankylosis happens, then chances of external root resorption will be there. Okay, the replacement resorption may set in. So we do not want any ankylosis. You do not want ankylosis, then splint it for comparatively shorter time. So nowadays, splinting time is in weeks only. And previously, we were doing rigid splinting, like arch bar splinting was very common that time. Okay, nowadays we are doing semi-rigid splinting. Remember, this has been again a question that has came to you just a year back. So now we are not going with that rigid splinting. Okay, we are doing semi-rigid. Remember, it is not flexible, not rigid. Semi-rigid is the word that you need to remember. So these all are physiologic or semi-rigid splinting. Physiologic movement of the tooth should be allowed. Okay, should be permissible. So avulsion 7 to 10 days, splinting time. Extrusion 1 to 2 weeks. Root fracture, as has been previously discussed, semi-rigid splinting for 2 to 4 weeks. Remember, the splinting time is increasing. In case of intrusion, the splinting time is good. It is minimum 4 weeks. So 4 weeks minimum I have written. And in case of lateral luxation, again 4 weeks. So splinting time is constantly increasing from avulsion to lateral luxation. Remember, if avulsion of the teeth happens with alveolar fracture also, if it's there, alveolar is also there, splinting time should be increased to 4 to 8 weeks. So rather than 7 to 10 days, if avulsion is accompanied with the alveolar fracture, then splinting time has to be increased to 4 to 8 weeks. Okay. So this is the splinting time according to Cohen. Cohen 9th edition, Cohen 10th edition, both say same thing. I think you should Remember, according to Cohen, it should not be given wrong in Cohen because there is many controversy in pedodontics and endodontics and oral surgery also. So coming to the pulp canal obliteration, this is the last thing, the pulp canal obliteration. You see that if there is a blow to the tooth, okay, there is a trauma to the tooth, then there are many times chances of complete obliteration of the canal. Calcific metamorphosis also the question has come sometimes. So that complete obliteration of the canal पे आपको questions मिलेंगे. So maximum chances of this pulp canal obliteration, complete obliteration of the canal will be seen in. Remember, no deep fillings will give you a complete obliteration of the canal. No deep caries, no deep restoration, no insulating basis, no trauma, a blow to the, okay. So central incisor, lateral incisor, if the patient shows a history of trauma or a blow to the tooth a year or 2 years or 3 years back, you may see complete obliteration. Canal दिखेगी ही नहीं X-ray पे, won't be visible, okay. So it usually, this complete obliteration, it usually happens within the first year after the injury. And this complete obliteration, it generally happens in the cases of the open apex cases, open apex teeth. So lateral incisor, patient age 10 years, it's still an open apex case. You know, it's not a completely closed apex. 2 to 3 years is the minimum time required to close the apex. That is, blow to the lateral incisor happens or patient falls. You know, so because of that, you will see a complete obliteration of the pulp canal after at 1 to 2 years. So 11 to 12 year patient comes to you show complete obliteration, calcific metamorphosis. If there is an extrusive or a lateral luxation, there are many chances in extrusive or lateral luxation that there will be complete obliteration of the canal. And rigidly splinted teeth, if you have done a rigid splinting, arch bar splinting, there are many chances that definitely again there will be a complete pulp canal obliteration. Remember students, intrusive luxation is one of the most severe injury to the attachment apparatus among all the luxation injuries. But there has been a question that maximum chances of pulpal necrosis can be seen in. Now, in that question, maximum chance of pulpal necrosis, they have also given an option that is avulsion. Now, in avulsion, the 100% chances of pulpal necrosis. I'm not talking about the PDL damage presently. Okay, pulpal necrosis, different things. Okay, so maximum chances of pulpal necrosis, avulsion, 100%. Intrusion shows 96% pulpal necrosis. So, had it be the case that avulsion is not there in option, you go with intrusion injury, 96% pulpal damage, pulpal necrosis. But because avulsion was also there in option, so you mark avulsion as at present. Avulsion shows 100% pulpal necrosis. So intrusion, if avulsion is not there, intrusion shows maximum chances of PDL damage and maximum chances of pulpal necrosis. Okay. And after this, you will continue with the traumatic injuries and avulsion part 2, जो heading दिया हुआ है. So in that, I'm discussing about the closed apex and the open apex with the extraoral dry time less than 60 minutes and extraoral dry time more than 60 minutes. So what will be the treatment rationale over there? What treatment you will go with? So if the extraoral dry time is less than 60 minutes and it's a closed apex case, what you will do? Extraoral dry time is less than 60 minutes, it's an open apex case, what you will be do? What will be your treatment rationale? Extraoral dry time more than 60 minutes, but it's a closed apex case. So what you will be thinking of going in such case, and extraoral dry time more than 60 minutes, open apex case, what you are thinking of going with in such cases. So this is a small video about the luxation injuries. Okay, thank you.
So what you can also do over here is one more thing, you can dip the tooth in doxycycline, or you can cover the root with minocycline powder. So there has been an MCQ on this thing, that an avulsed teeth before reimplantation should be dipped in, and the answer is doxycycline. Okay. There has been one more MCQ, that rinse the debris with saline and reimplant it back. Remember, never cut the root. And sometimes what happens, that when you are placing it back, you are splinting it back, and the tooth is not going completely into the socket. Remember, never cut the root. You may modify the socket a bit. Okay, आप socket को थोड़ा सा elevate कर सकते हैं using your periostral elevator, but never cut the root. Okay. सो क्लोज्ड एपेक्स का सिनेरियो है, बिल्कुल सिंपल है, आपको सिंपल पीडीएल आर्किटेक्चर आपको बना हुआ आपके पास है, पीडीएल इंटैक्ट है, आपको सिर्फ उसको नॉर्मल कोशिश करना है कि वो बॉन्ड कर जाए। तो रिंस ऑफ द डेब्रिस, जो भी डर्ट एंड ऑल, रूट को टच नहीं करना है एब्सोल्युटली, एंड डिप इट इन डॉक्सीसाइक्लिन एंड रीइम्प्लांट इट बैक। आरसीटी देन at 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days you leave it for physiologic splinting, and then at seventh day you can start with the root canal treatment of this tooth. Okay. Now open apex case with extraoral dry time less than 20 minutes. Extraoral dry time है, patient has come to us with the tooth in his hand, handkerchief, sterile paper, sterile pouch, sterile container, किसी मीडियम में कैरी नहीं करा पेशेंट ने। ओके, रिमेंबर द बेस्ट सर्वाइवल चांसेस ऑफ पीडीएल इज इफ द एक्स्ट्रा ओरल ड्राई टाइम इज लेस देन 20 मिनट्स, बट लेस देन 60 मिनट्स में भी दे कैन सर्वाइव। बेस्ट चांसेस लेस देन 20 मिनट। तो अभी देखो हमारे पास दोनों चीजें हैं, एवल्स टीथ, इमेच्योर एपेक्स और ओपन एपेक्स, एंड एक्स्ट्रा ओरल ड्राई टाइम इज लेस देन 60 मिनट। So what will be the best thing that you can go for over here is, yes, you will try for revascularization, regenerative endodontics, revascularization के लिए, pulp revascularization के लिए try करेंगे आप। okay, so everything जो pulp revascularization में हमने discuss किया था, everything will be same जो revascularization में होता है। one important thing, before splinting the tooth, dip the tooth in doxycycline for 5 minutes or cover the root with minocycline powder. Dip the tooth in doxycycline for 5 minutes. It's 1 milligram of doxycycline in 20 ml of saline. You can also cover the root with minocycline powder before splinting. Advantage, it will double or triple the chances or revascularization rates. It will double or triple the revascularization rates. So this is the advantage of dipping the tooth in doxycycline. So these two scenarios are covered कि किस में हमें क्या strategy, क्या treatment strategy हमें follow करनी है, क्या option है हमारे पास. Now this is the most commonest scenario. Say after the age of 10 year or 11 years, central incisor maxillary कभी भी avulsed होगा, so it is a case, it will be a case of a closed apex. Root formation generally complete within 2 to 3 years. And majority time patients do not know this thing that they need to rush to a dentist. So generally they come to us, okay, after say 60 minutes, after 2 hours, after 6 hours, and they generally do not carry it in any medium. They generally don't know this thing. So closed apex cases काफी commonly होते हैं, and extraoral dry time is more than 60 minutes. So now what you can do in such a case? You can only plan for ankylosis. See, the tooth is gone absolutely now. Age 12 years, the tooth is gone. By doing ankylosis, what I can do, I know even that the ankylosis might be followed up by replacement resorption or external root resorption. What my goal is that at least this tooth can survive if for another 15 to 20 years. That is my goal with the ankylosis. Ankylose करके I know कि replacement resorption is doomed to happen. But my goal is that tooth can, if it can survive for another, patient का age 12 years है, if it can survive for 32 years, 20 years more, है ना, तो ankylosis का option है हमारे पास. इस केस में we will do everything to get the teeth ankylosed. Now normal PDL architecture तो बन नहीं सकता, PDL is dead. तो our goal is to go for ankylosis. So first thing that we will go for ankylosis. Those dead PDL fibers, PDL fibers are necrosed because the extraoral dry time has passed beyond a limit. Now these will inhibit the bonding between the root with the bone. They will serve as a source of inflammation. We want either our PDL to be absolutely intact or no PDL. So we need to remove these necrosed PDL fibers. तो इन necrosed PDL fibers को remove कैसे किया जाता है? We dip the tooth in 3% citric acid. Time 5 minutes. Citric acid is also used for root end conditioning. So we dip the tooth in 3% citric acid for 5 minutes. MCQ आता है, what is the reason? The reason is to remove the necrosed PDL fibers. Okay. Now after this, I know that this tooth, this ankylosed tooth, there are many chances that it will undergo replacement resorption. I want to reduce. I know I cannot absolutely delete, I cannot absolutely omit this replacement resorption, but if I can reduce the rate, so for that thing, we dip the tooth in 2% stannous fluoride or 2% sodium fluoride. 2% stannous fluoride or 2% sodium fluoride. Reason? Resorption slowing effect. Resorption slowing effect. MCQ has come on reasoning of 2% using 2% sodium fluoride. It reduces the rate of replacement resorption. जो replacement resorption 5 years में हो जाना था, probably now it will happen in 15 years. Okay. What you can also use over here is alendronate. Alendronate. What is alendronate? Alendronate is a type of amino bisphosphonate. Bisphosphonate therapy आप लोगों ने word सुना होगा. Alendronate is a type of amino bisphosphonate. It is used in Paget's disease, also in osteoporosis. It is selective inhibitor of osteoclast mediated bone resorption. तो यहां पे रूट रिजॉर्प्शन कौन करवा रहा है? बोन रीमॉडलिंग होता है. रूट रिजॉर्प्शन इज अगेन डन बाय ऑस्टियोब्लास्ट, है ना, बिकॉज दैट इनहिबिशन ऑफ द पेरिडोंटल लिगामेंट इज नॉट देयर. सो अगेन यहां पे रिप्लेसमेंट रिजॉर्प्शन इज डन बाय ऑस्टियोब्लास्ट. तो अगर आप उन ऑस्टियोब्लास्ट को इनहिबिट कर दोगे तो रिप्लेसमेंट रिजॉर्प्शन विल बिकम स्लो. सो यू कैन यूज एलेंड्रोनेट. Also what you can use over here is this Emdogain. There has been an MCQ on Emdogain. What is this Emdogain? This is a type of enamel matrix protein. Enamel matrix protein. Two advantages. It makes the tooth resistant to resorption. It makes the tooth resistant to resorption, and also it stimulates formation of new PDL fibers. So dual advantage. It makes the tooth resistant to resorption and it stimulates formation of new PDL fibers. One more thing. ये तो हुआ splinting करते हुए. Now once you are done with the splinting हो गया आपका, splinting कर दिया आपने, avulsion injury था, so you go for 7 to 10 days semi-rigid or physiologic splinting. 7th to 10th day पे I will start with my root canal treatment. After doing root canal treatment, intracanal, what I can do is I can place a paste called as Lidermix paste. There has been an MCQ on Lidermix paste. What is this Lidermix paste? देखो एक चीज तो Lidermix paste is placed inside the canal. Lidermix paste, it is a water soluble paste which is a combination of two things. What are these two things? It is a combination of a corticosteroid plus tetracycline. Corticosteroid and tetracycline. So in MCQ they have already asked that which tetracycline is present in Lidermix paste. So which tetracycline is present in Lidermix paste? It is demaclocycline. It is demaclocycline. तो Lidermix पेस्ट क्या है? वाटर सोल्यूबल पेस्ट है जिसको आप कैनाल के अंदर प्लेस कर देते हैं. एडवांटेज क्या है? रिजॉर्प्शन स्लोइंग इफेक्ट. चांसेस ऑफ रिप्लेसमेंट रिजॉर्प्शन कम हो जाता है Lidermix पेस्ट यूज करने से, है ना. तो एक चीज तो इट कंटेन्स टेट्रासाइक्लिन. विच टेट्रासाइक्लिन? demaclocycline. Next time they may ask you on corticosteroid. What is the corticosteroid that is present in Lidermix paste? Remember, it is 1% triamcinolone acetonide. 1% triamcinolone acetonide. This is the corticosteroid that is present in Lidermix paste. So Lidermix paste is a combination of a demaclocycline with 1% triamcinolone acetonide, which is the steroid. Now coming to this scenario. Extraoral dry time more than 60 minutes, तो PDL dead and a open apex case. Open apex से central incisor की अगर हम बात करें, maxillary central incisor open apex है, तो patient का age tentatively 8 to 9 years के around होना चाहिए, है ना. Central incisor maxillary open apex तभी रहेगा, है ना. So it is said that the patient is in a age of growing skeleton. ऑप्शन अवेलेबल यहां पे हमारे पास अगेन क्या होगी? सिर्फ एंकाइलोसिस ही. पीडीएल तो है नहीं, एंकाइलोसिस ही हो सकता है. रिवस्कुलराइजेशन भी नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज फॉर रिवस्कुलराइजेशन द मैंडेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट इज पीडीएल मस्ट सर्वाइव. पीडीएल डेड है तो एंकाइलोसिस ही हो सकता है. पेशेंट एज 8 to 9. It is said that the patient this time is an age of growing skeleton. उसकी facial maturity अभी नहीं आई है, bones puberty level spurt नहीं आया है. And if during this time ankylosis happens, okay, then that part will grow at a lower pace. See, left side का अगर patient का teeth जो है वो ankylosed हुआ है, then that left side will grow at comparatively lower pace than the other right side. So patient may go for a facial deformity. Chances of facial deformity might be there. So according to International Association of Dental Trauma, not to reimplant such teeth is the current recommendation. इन टीथ को रीइम्प्लांट नहीं करना. क्यों नहीं करना? एंकाइलोसिस होगा, पेशेंट का क्या जो स्केलेटन है वो कंप्लीट नहीं है अभी उसकी ग्रोथ, एंकाइलोसिस होगा तो देयर मे बी चांसेस कि दैट पार्ट ग्रोज एट अ स्लोअर पेस, फेशियल डिफॉर्मिटी हो जाएगा जिसको ट्रीट करना वुड बी मोर डिफिकल्ट. सो वी विल बी ट्रीटिंग मच इजियर थिंग. सिंगल टीथ एवल्स हुआ था, हम उसको प्रोबेबली इवेंचुअली हम इम्प्लांट प्लेस कर देंगे. ठीक है, बट इफ वी आर प्लानिंग फॉर रिप्लेसमेंट, इफ वी आर प्लानिंग फॉर कि हम इसको स्प्लिंट करेंगे वापस, then you need to follow all the things that are there in this segment. Means first citric acid में dip करें, then sodium fluoride या एम्डोगेन में कर सकते हैं, आप लीडर मिक्स भी यूज कर सकते हैं अगर आप चाहें तो. One more important thing over here, there is a specific need for RCT should be done extra orally over here. Consider this case is successful. There was splinting you done, ankylosis happened, there is no facial deformity, nothing. Okay, so you are having now this tooth, or this tooth in place. Now it will be difficult to obturate this case. You know, it will be obturation will be difficult. So you would have thought that there was a time when the tooth was there in my hand, I would have done root canal extraorally also. Because the time is not a factor over here. PDL तो already dead है. अब वो 1 hour हो या वो 3 hours हो, it doesn't matter. PDL तो dead ही है, PDL तो हमें वैसे ही रिमूव करना है. So root canal should be mandatory done extraorally. Over here again root canal can be done extraorally. Why? Because extraoral dry time अब फैक्टर नहीं बचा हमारे लिए. PDL तो dead हो गए. इन दोनों में रूट कैनाल एक्स्ट्रा ओरली बिल्कुल नहीं करना है ना. रिमेंबर वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, व्हाट इज द फोकस ऑफ इमरजेंसी विजिट? फोकस ऑफ योर इमरजेंसी विजिट. सो आफ्टर यू रूल आउट द सीएनएस इंजरी, आफ्टर यू रूल आउट द सीएनएस इंजरी, द फोकस ऑफ इमरजेंसी विजिट फॉर यू इज द अटैचमेंट एपरेटस. हो सकता है वो पीडीएल डायरेक्ट वर्ड ना यूज करें MCQ में, and they come up with the word attachment apparatus. So what is the focus of emergency visit? It is the attachment apparatus. It is the PDL. Remember, the focus of emergency visit is not pulp. Pulp is not your focus of emergency visit. Focus of emergency visit is PDL, bone, cementum. Okay, those are important. Remember, the prognosis is directly related to the speed of reimplantation. Or you can say it is inversely related to extraoral dry time. तो extraoral dry time कम कर दो, प्रोग्नोसिस इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, सक्सेस रेट इंप्रूव हो जाएगा. स्पीड बढ़ा दो, जल्दी रीइम्प्लांटेशन करोगे, प्रोग्नोसिस बेटर आएगा. ठीक है, तो प्रोग्नोसिस इज डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड टू द स्पीड ऑफ रीइम्प्लांटेशन एंड प्रोग्नोसिस इज इनवर्सली रिलेटेड टू द एक्स्ट्राओरल ड्राई टाइम. सो लेट अस रिवाइज दिस टॉपिक. स्प्लिंटिंग हमने डिस्कस कर लिया है. स्प्लिंटिंग में स्प्लिंटिंग टाइम्स आप लोगों को पता होने चाहिए. किसके लिए? क्या? द निमोनिक ओवर हियर इज एरिल. ओके, एवर्जन, एक्सट्रूजन, रूट फ्रैक्चर, इंट्रूजन एंड लेटरल एक्सेशन. स्प्लिंटिंग टाइम इज कॉन्स्टेंटली इंक्रीजिंग, है ना. So why we have shifted from months to now we are splinting it for weeks only, and we are using flexible splinting. This topic is important. This topic is important. Extraoral dry time less than 60 minutes and extraoral dry time more than 60 minutes. A closed apex, open apex, closed apex and open apex. सो द एमसीक्यू हैज ऑलरेडी कम. एक्स्ट्रा ओरल ड्राई टाइम देखो यहाँ लेस देन 60 मिनट्स है, पीडीएल सर्वाइव कर रही है. क्लोज्ड एपेक्स है, तो क्लोज्ड एपेक्स है तो रिवस्कुलराइजेशन नहीं हो सकता, रिवस्कुलराइजेशन का नीड भी नहीं है क्योंकि रूट एपेक्स क्लोज्ड है, कंप्लीटली ऑलरेडी फॉर्म है. तो हमें क्या करना है, नॉर्मल पीडीएल आर्किटेक्चर बनाना है. उसके लिए रिंस द डेब्रिस विद सेलाइन. रिमेंबर, डू नॉट टच द रूट. यू कैन डेफिनेटली यूज डॉक्सीसाइक्लिन और मिनोसाइक्लिन. एक्स्ट्रा ओरल ड्राई टाइम लेस देन 60 मिनट्स में अगर पेशेंट आ गया, और ओपन एपेक्स का भी केस है, रूट फॉर्मेशन कंप्लीट नहीं है, सो द ट्रीटमेंट मोडालिटी विल बी, यू विल बी एमिंग फॉर रिवस्कुलराइजेशन. रिमेंबर, बिफोर इट डिप द टूथ इन डॉक्सीसाइक्लिन फॉर 5 मिनट्स और कवर द रूट विद मिनोसाइक्लिन पाउडर. डॉक्सीसाइक्लिन पे एमसीक्यू आ चुका है आप लोगों को. Now coming to the most important scenario, most common scenario, extra oral dry time is more than 60 minutes, so all PDL dead and closed apex case. Root canal, it can be done extra orally, there is no problem in doing root canal extra orally. What we are aiming for? We are aiming for ankylosis this time. So MCQ they have asked what is used to remove the PDL fiber. So what is used to remove PDL fiber, or what is the use of citric acid? The use of citric acid is to remove the necrosed PDL fibers. जो पीडीएल फाइबर जो नेक्रोसिस में चले गए हैं उनको कंप्लीटली रिमूव करना है. दे विल एक्ट एज सोर्स ऑफ इन्फ्लेमेशन अदरवाइज. व्हाट इज द रीजन ऑफ यूजिंग 2% स्टेनस सोडियम फ्लोराइड ओवर हियर? इट हैज रिजॉर्प्शन स्लोइंग इफेक्ट. रिजॉर्प्शन का रेट कम कर देती है. यू कैन ऑल्सो यूज एलेंड्रोनेट, बिस्फॉस्फोनेट थेरेपी में यूज होता है ये. एम्डोगेन, एम्डोगेन इज एनामल मैट्रिक्स प्रोटीन. एमसीक्यू आ चुका है, ड्यूअल एडवांटेज है एम्डोगेन के साथ. लीडर मिक्स पेस्ट अगेन इंपॉर्टेंट है, एमसीक्यू आ चुका है. इट इज अ मिक्सचर ऑफ कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड एंड टेट्रासाइक्लिन. Which is the tetracycline? The tetracycline is dimethylchlor or demeclocycline. Dimethylchlor tetracycline. And which steroid is present? Next time the MCQ can come on steroid. It is triamcinolone acetonide. Remember. Now over here, remember, not to reimplant is the current recommendation by International Association of Dental Trauma because of the chances of facial deformity. Okay. Focus of emergency visit is attachment apparatus. Important रहेगा focus of emergency visit आप लोगों के लिए. Remember, prognosis is inversely related to the extra oral dry time. So prognosis is directly related to speed but inversely related to extra oral dry time. So coming to the stem cells, those are advantageous, those are beneficial in revascularization also. There are total 5 postnatal stem cells. 5 postnatal stem cells that may differentiate into any dental lineage. 5 types of postnatal stem cells important for dental point of view. Okay. First is scap. Stem cells of apical papilla. Stem cells of apical papilla, scap. Second, important, MCQ have come already on this. Shed. Shed full form, stem cells from human exfoliated deciduous teeth. Shed stands for stem cells from human exfoliated deciduous teeth. DPSC, dental pulp stem cells. Dental follicle progenitor cells, DFPC. And last, BMMSC, bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. Okay, so BMMSC stands for bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. These are the scap are the cells that we have discussed in revascularization. Stem cells of apical papilla. All are important. MCQ already has come on this shed. Shed पे already आपको MCQ आ चुका है. Stem cells from human exfoliated deciduous teeth. Let us now come to transport medium. Transport medium is one important topic on which almost every year a question comes. Either in AIMS or NEET, consistently MCQ come on transport medium. ट्रांसपोर्ट मीडियम, एवल्स टीथ है तो कौन से मीडियम में उसको आप ट्रांसपोर्ट करेंगे? रिमेंबर द बेस्ट ट्रांसपोर्ट मीडियम इफ यू टॉक अबाउट MCQ have already come on this thing. It is Viaspan. So Viaspan is the bestest transport medium that you can think of for carrying an avulsity. This Viaspan medium is normally used for organ transport. Okay, transport of your liver, transport of your kidney. So this is mainly used for organ transport, but it has been seen that this is the best transport medium for using the avulsed teeth also transport करने के लिए. Second, remember Viaspan is even better than HBSS. Second is HBSS. HBSS full form, yes, you all must be knowing Hanks balanced salt solution. Hanks balanced salt solution. Okay, it comes commercially HBSS as a brand name Savatooth. Commercially it comes as a brand name Savatooth HBSS. Okay, एक और इनसे सिमिलर एक और सॉल्यूशन आता है Eagles solution. Eagles solution. It is also similar to Viaspan and HBSS. These all are basically, remember, these are cell culture media. These are basically the examples of cell culture medium in specialized containers. Cell culture media in specialized container. Specialized containers का मतलब क्या होता है? These cell culture media, they have the best sodium ion, potassium ion, chloride ion concentration for the survival of the PDL cells. The best concentration, the best osmolarity, the osmolality level, it would be absolutely apt for the survival of the PDL. Okay, so cell culture media in specialized container, so that the bestest chances of survival of the PDL should be there. Okay? Periodontally comments. Now, if Viaspan and HBSS are not there in option, go with cold milk. The third option will be cold milk. After cold milk has also come. Viaspan पे MCQ है, HBSS, cold milk, तीनों पे MCQ आ चुका है. After this, go with saliva. Saliva, either the buccal vestibule or expectorated saliva. Saliva will come after cold milk. MCQ आता है, avulsed teeth can be stored in saliva for up to 2 hours. Saliva for up to 2 hours. After saliva, go with saline. After saline, water. Water is least desirable. It is hypotonic, may cause PDL cell lysis. It is hypotonic, but remember, water is still better than air or dry. Still better than air or dry. Okay? So first Viaspan, HBSS, and then all this. Abhi remember, there are some studies which are going on lens solution, propolis, इन सब पे स्टडीज चल रही हैं अभी, but there is no convincing evidence that they are better than cold milk. Probably these lens solution and propolis and coconut water also, they can be used as transport medium, but they will come after milk. Why I am discussing it over here? Because there was an option on lens solution in the MCQ. So some students marks lens solution. Okay, no. First best answer that you are going to mark over here is Viaspan, if Viaspan is there in option. Otherwise, go with HBSS, Hanks balanced salt solution, came as Savatooth. MCQ already have come on both these. Then, which is the best? Again, cold milk. If these two are not there, even if the Eagles solution is not there, there is no cell culture media in the option that is given, then mark the answer cold milk. MCQ is again there on saliva. Avulsed teeth can be stored in saliva for up to 2 hours. Okay. Then water is least desirable. Maximum chances of PDL survival in air or in dry is maximum chances up till 60 minutes. Beyond 60 minutes, no PDL cell will survive. Coconut water, lens solution, and propolis, they are under study only. Abhi. Though the results are coming good, okay, but still not better than cold milk. If cold milk is there, a repeated question hai, if cold milk is there, go with the cold milk as answer. So try to the easily available option, अगर हम इसमें mark करें, which of the following is readily available? The readily available is cold milk. Okay. So guys, now in traumatic injuries and avulsion, let's start with another important topic. The topic is resorption. Okay. So in resorption, there have been multiple questions, multiple MCQs that have already come. It's an important topic for a UG level also, and definitely for the entrance exam also. So way back, MCQ came like that, which is the most common cause of failure of reimplanted teeth. Most common cause of failure of reimplanted teeth. Okay, so and the answer is external root resorption. This is a repeated MCQ. The answer is external root resorption. Okay, remember, if in option there is an option inflammatory resorption. Inflammatory resorption, remember, this is a better answer. This is a better answer than external root resorption. Okay, there were two almost similar questions. Okay, both the questions were direct pick from the national board. Okay, national board papers. In one there was an option of inflammatory resorption, and there the inflammatory resorption is an answer. It's a better answer than external root resorption. Though both are similar, both are actually the same. Okay, the same thing is happening. But if to mark an MCQ answer, you have to mark a single answer, then better you go with the inflammatory resorption. If both the option, inflammatory resorption and external root resorption, are given, mark inflammatory resorption. Okay? Both are actually the same. Look what happens. Consider an extraoral, consider a patient age say 12 years. Okay, a 12-year-old child comes to me in my dental setup, in my dental clinic, after a traumatic injury which happens in his school. Say the injury happens at 12 o'clock. So injury happens at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. He got involved in a fist fight with a healthy child, his benchmate, and that healthy child, he hits this child and his central incisor get avulsed. Okay, so because of the shame, okay, because of the embarrassment that is involved, he didn't tell anyone that my tooth has loosened out or it has come out. Okay, because it's very embarrassing, na? In a fight for a child, for a 12-year-old child, कि मैं इतना बुरी तरीके से पिट गया कि मेरा दांत टूट गया है ना. So he didn't tell anyone. Okay, he came home. Okay, even he didn't tell his mother, but eventually came to know in the evening, say around 6 o'clock, and he came to me with his father and mother at say 8 o'clock. Okay, so the tooth get avulsed say at 12 o'clock. Okay, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So the tooth was, say, he has kept it in his pocket. When the mother came to know, he kept it in a, say, a sterile paper, a tissue paper. Okay, but what is the extraoral dry time over here? What is the extraoral dry time over here? It's 8 hours. Extraoral dry time. So we have discussed that if extraoral dry time goes beyond 60 minutes, no PDL cell will survive. No PDL cell will survive above the extraoral dry time of 60 minutes, beyond 60 minutes. Okay, so PDL all dead. So when the patient came to me, I was telling the parents that I cannot help now. Okay, so you can keep this tooth and advise the patient for an RPD. Okay, so they tell me कि sir, the child is so small, he cannot go with the RPD. You know, I have got the RPD done, but मैंने कभी नहीं लगाया, तो he is तो just a 12-year-old child front tooth. It would be very embarrassing also if any day it comes out, you know, in front of his batchmates or in front of his friends. So RPD, sir, I don't think it's a good option for a 12-year-old child. I say, okay, let's go for FPD then. Okay, but they were educated patients. Okay, they have searched everything on the Google. No, sir, उसमें तो वो adjacent teeth को grind करना पड़ता है. We don't like that. Probably or eventually we have come to know that eventually the adjacent teeth may also require root canal treatment during the course of time, say after 5 to 10 years, and adjacent teeth are absolutely healthy, we do not want to touch them. So I say, okay, no RPD, no FPD. Then okay, you can go for implant eventually, just after the growth spurt he can go for an implant option. So but implant is a costly option. Okay, cannot afford implant. So I say you don't want to go for RPD, you don't want to go for FPD, you cannot afford implant, and you have not come to me on time. Had it be the case, you come to me before 60 minutes, okay, I would have been able to reimplant this same tooth. है ना. So PDL survival is important. Now this tooth cannot bind with the bone. How this will bind with the bone? Because there is no PDL. We need PDL. PDL is all dead now. So they say, sir, please, if there is any other option that is available. Okay, look at his tender age. He's just 12-year-old. You know? So I say, okay, let's try for another thing. Okay, there are lesser chances that it will be successful, but yes, we can try for the thing. Ankylosis. I can try for this thing. But look, this is the second best option. The best scenario would have been that if the tooth binds to the bone with the help of PDL. Okay, so I try everything for the ankylosis, and luckily the ankylosis was successful. Tooth has no mobility, say after 2 months or 3 months. So I was very happy. The ankylosis is successful. So the patient again asked me, that young boy, ki sir, now to if I again get involved in a fight, okay, with the same boy, if this tooth will come out. Now to there are no ligaments, it is directly bound with the bone, there is no intervening PDL ligament. I say no, that boy may break his bone, but your tooth is not going to come out. Okay, because there is no ligament involved, it is directly bound with the bone. So otherwise in a normal scenario, there are PDL ligaments. Okay, but now there are no PDL ligaments. This whole part, this periodontal space that was there, now there is no periodontal space, and this whole part is filled by bone. So your root is in intimate contact, it is in a direct contact with the bone. No intervening PDL ligaments. Okay. So why I say this is a second best option? Why? There is a reason behind this. Ankylosis, remember, it is always and always going to be followed by external root resorption. Resorption rates may vary. Okay, resorption rates may vary. Sometimes the resorption may go in 1 year or 2 years, complete root vanished. Sometimes you may delay the external root resorption and the tooth may survive for 15 to 20 years. But ultimately, chances of external root resorption is very high. Look, till the time there are periodontal ligaments. So you know, in bone there is a thing called as bone remodeling. Bone में क्या होता है? Bone remodeling is a constant process. Bone remodeling means bone is constantly resorbed and deposited. Constantly resorbed by osteoclast and constantly deposited by osteoblast. Okay, that is a normal procedure. Till the time the periodontal ligament is there, okay, the osteoclast cells know that this is my boundary, this is my limit. This is my limit, I cannot go beyond this boundary. That is the tooth part. But the moment ankylosis happens, now there is no barrier, no intervening barrier, no PDL present now. Now osteoclast का वो जो barrier होता है, जो inhibition होता है, that is lost. Okay. Now what happens? Osteoclast, they start resorbing bone, resorbing root. So this part of the root, say after ankylosis, after I have reimplanted, I have splinted, 3 months हो गया, stability basic आ गया, but after 2 years मैंने follow up X-ray लिया patient का. After 2 years मैंने follow up X-ray लिया and रूट का लेवल सिर्फ इतना बचा. Okay, so this part of the root, it has been lost. It has been lost and replaced by bone after 2 years. Say 5 years down the line, this part of the root also has been resorbed and replaced by bone. So osteoclast क्या करते हैं? Osteoclast root को resorb करना शुरू कर देते हैं and osteoblast उसकी जगह पे bone deposit करना शुरू कर देते हैं. Say 7 years down the line, this tooth will be like this. Okay, only this part of the root is there. Whole of the root has been replaced by bone. Now at this time, this tooth will become mobile and fall. Okay. So this is called as external root resorption, also known as replacement resorption. Also known as replacement resorption. देखो replacement resorption, why we are using the word? Because the tooth or the root part is constantly replaced by the bone. Okay, the root is constantly getting resorbed and replaced by bone. So that's why the word replacement resorption भी use किया जाता है. So remember, the PDL survival is very important. Immediately if the patient has come with vital PDL fibers, you splint it immediately. That would be the bestest scenario. क्यों? PDL के through bond करेगा आपका root जो है bone से. So best रहेगा, chances of this external root resorption or replacement resorption will be minimal. But अगर वो option नहीं है, if the PDL are not there, then you can go with the ankylosis. You can try for ankylosis, but this is, remember, this is the second best option. This is the second best option. Best option would have been कि अगर मैं normal PDL से bond कर पाता, उसका survival prognosis का chances would have been, it might have last up till 50 years, 60 years. Probably I would definitely require to go for a root canal treatment, but there will be no root resorption and all that would have happened. Okay. So ankylosis may, remember, there is a metallic sound in ankylosis. If you tap the tooth will give you a metallic sound. Okay. So this is an important topic. Inflammatory resorption, remember, अगर MCQ में आ रहा है तो first mark inflammatory resorption. Okay. Now let us distinguish between internal resorption or internal root resorption, external resorption or external root resorption, and one more important, subepithelial cervical root resorption. Subepithelial cervical root resorption. How to distinguish among these on X-ray? Okay, based on X-ray. So first coming to internal resorption. So this is internal resorption. Internal resorption, remember, it is a part of the canal only. Canal ही जो है वो बीच में किसी जगह पे swell कर जाती है और you can say it's a ballooning of the canal. Resorption शुरू हो जाता है, but it is a part of the canal only. External resorption, say the lesion was present, the externally the root is getting resorbed either labially or palatal side पे. But जब आप 2 dimensional पे X-ray ले रहे हैं, so it will be overlapping, है ना? तो आपको IOP X-ray पे सेम पिक्चर दिखेगा. इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन में भी अगर यहाँ पे हो रहा है और एक्सटर्नल रिजॉर्प्शन में भी अगर ये सर्वाइकल लाइन के पास, से फॉर एन एग्जांपल हम सर्वाइकल लाइन के पास में ले रहे हैं, सेम पिक्चर दिखेगा. IOP X-ray पे 2 डायमेंशनल इमेज होती है क्योंकि वो. So in external resorption जो है वो रूट पे हो रहा है, labially. The defect is labially on the root surface, या defect is palatally on the root surface. That's why external root resorption. But जब हमने एक्सरे लिया तो दोनों सिमिलर पिक्चर दिखा रही हैं, तो आप कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे? Similarly, subepithelial cervical root resorption. इसमें मैं एक और व्यू बनाता हूं आपका. These are the gingiva. problem starts over here. Okay. So let us first discuss the internal resorption part. So internal resorption, there have been many MCQs that have already come. First, internal resorption, there is a history of trauma. There is generally a history of trauma with the internal resorption. MCQ has already come. पेशेंट के साथ में जनरली कभी ना कभी इस पेशेंट को ट्रॉमा की हिस्ट्री रही होती है, कोई ब्लो रहा होता है या कुछ ऐसा. एट टाइम्स डीपर रिस्टोरेशंस आल्सो दैट में इंक्लूड टू ट्रॉमा टू द पल्प. सो ट्रॉमा की हिस्ट्री इंपॉर्टेंट. एक और चीज एमसीक्यू एक और आया हुआ है इसी टॉपिक पे सेम. इफ यू टेक क्रॉस सेक्शन at the resorptive lesion, in the case of internal resorption, if you take a cross section at the resorptive lesion, which type of cell activity will predominate? So the answer over there is clastic activity or osteoclastic activity. Well, look, this part is constantly getting resorbed. रूट जो है वो अंदर से रिजॉर्ब हो रही है, रूट जो है वो अंदर से रिजॉर्ब हो रही है. सो क्लास्टिक एक्टिविटी जो है वो प्रीडोमिनेट करती है यहाँ पे. सो देयर इज अ क्लास्टिक एक्टिविटी दैट इज गोइंग ऑन. देन एमसीक्यू आता है दैट व्हाट इज द ट्रीटमेंट ऑप्शन दैट इज देयर फॉर इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन. सो रिमेंबर, इमीडिएट पल्पेक्टमी और यू कैन ऑल्सो से आरसीटी. पल्प को आपको कंप्लीट रिमूव करना है. ओके, इमीडिएट पल्पेक्टमी. पल्प रिमूव करो, रिजॉर्प्शन लीजन अपने आप स्टॉप हो जाएगा रिजॉर्प्शन. ओके, सो इमीडिएट पल्पेक्टमी और यू कैन से यू कंप्लीट द रूट कैनाल ट्रीटमेंट, है ना. पल्प रिमूव करना है जो मेजर क्राइटेरिया है. पल्प नहीं है तो रिजॉर्प्शन प्रोग्रेस नहीं करेगा. रिमेंबर, एक और चीज पिंक टूथ पे भी एमसीक्यू आ चुका है, वो आप लोगों को पता ही होगा, इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन में मिलता है. सो फॉर इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन टू हैपन, रिमेंबर, पल्प ऐसे केस में इट इज यूजुअली वाइटल. पल्प इज यूजुअली वाइटल. ठीक है, पल्प दो वाइटल है, बट रिमेंबर ज्यादातर केसेस में क्या होता है, दिस पार्ट ऑफ द पल्प, दिस पार्ट विच इज कोरोनल टू द रिजॉर्प्शन एरिया, this part usually becomes non-vital, while this part it remains vital. तो जो रिजॉर्प्शन एरिया से कोरोनल पार्ट है दैट बिकम्स नॉन वाइटल. ओके, बट रेडिकुलर पल्प जो है वो ज्यादातर वाइटल रहता है. रिमेंबर, बट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, वाइटल पल्प इज ए मैंडेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन. बट अगर हम सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग करेंगे इस पल्प की, तो इस टूथ की, तो इट विल नॉट रिस्पॉन्ड ऑन द सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग. तो सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग्स will be negative. So remember an important line, a negative sensitivity testing does not rule out internal resorption. भाई मैंने आपको बताया कि pulp has to be vital, important. अब अगर MCQ में आ रहा है there is negative sensitivity testing और बाकी सारे फीचर आपको internal resorption के मिल रहे हैं, you will say कि नहीं सर ने तो कहा था that it has to be a vital pulp, and यहां तो ये negative sensitivity testing कह रहे हैं. अब ये नेगेटिव सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग क्यों है? बिकॉज दिस पल्प इज नॉन वाइटल, तो ये सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग पे रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करेगा. बट एक्चुअली नीचे रेडिकुलर एरिया में वाइटल पल्प है, बट वहां पे आपकी सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग नहीं हो पा रही है ना, तो क्योंकि आपकी इलेक्ट्रोड एंड ऑल यहां पे टच हो रही है. सो रिमेंबर, नेगेटिव सेंसिटिविटी टेस्टिंग माइट बी देयर, ओके, इट माइट बी देयर, इट डज नॉट रूल आउट इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन. सेकंड, कैनाल आउटलाइन इज irregular. Canal outline is irregular. Look, there is a ballooning of the canal. देखो जो कैनाल का आउटलाइन otherwise would have been, if it's a normal scenario, it would have been straight like this. बट कैनाल क्या हो गई, वो स्वेल कर गई, वहां पे वो बैलूनिंग हो गई, इरेगुलर रिजॉर्प्शन स्टार्ट हो गया, है ना, और वहां पे ग्रेनुलेशन टिश्यू है अभी. सो कैनाल आउटलाइन इज इरेगुलर, इट्स नॉट स्ट्रेट, इट्स नॉट मेंटेन्ड नाउ. पल्प वाइटल, कैनाल आउटलाइन इरेगुलर. देन लेट अस अज्यूम कि मुझे लग रहा था कि नो, दिस डिफेक्ट, दिस इज एक्चुअली नॉट ए पार्ट ऑफ द कैनाल. ओके, ये जो रिजॉर्प्शन जो मुझे लग रहा है, जो एक ये ब्लैक सा ये रिजॉर्प्टिव एरिया लग रहा है, ये लेबियली है, मुझे ये लग रहा था. तो मैंने कहा मैं रेडियोग्राफ पे देखता हूं, बट रेडियोग्राफ 2 डायमेंशनल पिक्चर था, ओवरलैपिंग आ रहा था. तो मुझे लग रहा था ओवरलैपिंग आ रहा है, तो मैंने कहा मैं एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे लेता हूं। एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे लेने पे अगर ये ओवरलैपिंग होगा तो जो मेरी कैनाल है वो एक साइड शिफ्ट हो जाएगी और जो डिफेक्ट है वो दूसरी साइड शिफ्ट हो जाएगा। तो मैंने एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे लिया। ओके, आई टेक अ मीजली एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे और अ डिस्टली एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे से, ठीक है। एक बैंग ऑन स्ट्रेट एक्सरे लिया, एक मीजल एंगुलेशन, एक डिस्टल एंगुलेशन। बट बिकॉज दिस वाज द पार्ट ऑफ द कैनाल ओनली, डिफेक्ट जो है वो तो कैनाल का ही पार्ट है ना, सो दिस विल नॉट मूव with angulated radiograph. This will not move with angulated radiograph. And क्योंकि clastic activity is, everything is happening inside the canal, absolutely, so there is no relation to the adjacent bone, so no adjacent bone loss. इस resorptive area or resorptive defect के around there will be no adjacent bone loss that will be there, ठीक है। तो देखो रिपीट कर रहा हूं, पल्प वाइटल मिलेगा आपको। एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, कैनाल आउटलाइन इज डिस्टॉर्टेड और इरेगुलर, then it will not move with the angulated radiograph. Why it will not move? ये तो कैनाल का ही डिफेक्ट है। Had it be the case that the defect is labially or the defect is palatal to the canal, है ना, कैनाल ये जा रही है और सिर्फ सुपर इम्पोज आया था वो, then in such a case if you take the angulated radiograph it would have moved with the angulated radiograph. Then if the defect is present on the periphery, on the root surface पे होता, तो root surface पे होता तो adjacent bone loss नहीं मिलता, but because the defect is absolutely inside the tooth, the resorption is absolutely inside the canal, canal में ही हो रहा है वहां पे अंदर, है ना, and चारों तरफ surrounding tooth है, so there is no relation to the adjacent bone, तो adjacent bone कोई problem show नहीं करेगी, कोई bone loss नहीं होगा। Coming to the external root resorption, एक्सटर्नल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन पे जैसा मैंने बताया एमसीक्यूज ऑलरेडी आ चुके हैं, मोस्ट कॉमनेस्ट कॉज ऑफ फेलियर, है ना। पल्प, रिमेंबर इट इज यूजुअली, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंशिएटिंग फीचर्स, पल्प इज यूजुअली नॉन वाइटल, यहां पे पल्प जो है वो वाइटल होता है, इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन। नाउ कैनाल आउटलाइन, सी मैंने डिफेक्ट इसीलिए अलग कलर से बनाया है, द डिफेक्ट इज प्रेजेंट ईदर लेबियली और पैलेटली टू दिस कैनाल। जो डिफेक्ट है वो या तो लेबियल साइड पे रूट पे रिजॉर्प्शन हो रहा है या पैलेटल साइड पे रूट पे रिजॉर्प्शन हो रहा है, ठीक है, या तो लेबियल साइड पे रूट पे रिजॉर्प्शन हो रहा है पैलेटल। मैंने एक्सरे लिया तो ओवरलैपिंग पिक्चर आ रही है, तो कैनाल आउटलाइन इज अनडिस्टॉर्टेड, कैनाल आउटलाइन इज अनडिस्टॉर्टेड एंड इसको रेडियोग्राफिकली हम एक पिक्चर को एक वर्ड दिया गया है, रिमेंबर द वर्ड, इट गिव्स द फील लाइक कैनाल इज रनिंग थ्रू डिफेक्ट, लाइक कैनाल इज रनिंग थ्रू डिफेक्ट। देखो ऐसा लगता है, ऐसा फील होता है कि आपकी कैनाल जो है दैट इज गोइंग थ्रू द डिफेक्ट, ओके, लाइक रेलवे ट्रैक्स की तरह ना, है ना, सो कैनाल इज गोइंग पासिंग थ्रू द डिफेक्ट एंड देयर इज नो चेंज इन द कैनाल आउटलाइन, कैनाल की आउटलाइन बिल्कुल इंटैक्ट है, ओके। नाउ सो कैनाल आउटलाइन इज अनडिस्टॉर्टेड, इट इज नॉन वाइटल। नाउ बिकॉज से द डिफेक्ट दिस टाइम इज प्रेजेंट लेबियली, कैनाल लेबियल सरफेस पे आपका एक्सटर्नल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन हो रहा था, ओके। एक्सरे लिया मैंने बैंग ऑन स्ट्रेट एक्सरे, तो इट वाज कमिंग ओवरलैपिंग। अगर मैं एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे लूंगा तो विल इट मूव विद द एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे? यस, इट विल मूव विद द एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे। Why it will move with the angulated radiograph? देखो डिफेक्ट आपका लेबियली हो गया, उसके पीछे आपकी कैनाल है ना, उसके पीछे आपकी कैनाल है। मैंने एंगुलेटेड एक्सरे लूंगा अगर, तो मेरा कैनाल जो डिफेक्ट है वो दूसरी डायरेक्शन में चला जाएगा और कैनाल स्ट्रेट ही रहेगा, कैनाल कम मूव करेगा, सो इट विल मूव विद द एंगुलेटेड रेडियोग्राफ, ठीक है, क्योंकि डिफेक्ट मेरा लेबियली है या डिफेक्ट मेरा पैलेटली है। नाउ बिकॉज द डिफेक्ट इज प्रेजेंट ऑन द रूट सरफेस, तो यहां पे रूट रिजॉर्प्शन कौन करवाते हैं? क्लास्टिक सेल्स, ऑस्टियोक्लास्ट करवा रहे हैं। सेम ऑस्टियोक्लास्ट आपका एडजेसेंट बोन लॉस भी करवाएंगे, सो यू विल सी एडजेसेंट बोन लॉस ऑल्सो, adjacent bone loss will also be there, okay. Pink tooth of mammary will be there if this is involving the crown portion, you can see the pink tooth, okay, common question hai. So look at the differentiating features charo. Abhi important thing, सब epithelial cervical root resorption, ये important topic हो सकता है क्योंकि ये आप लोगों ने बिल्कुल नहीं पढ़ा होता है ना। Look over here, the defect starts in the gingival sulcus, the problem starts over here in the gingival sulcus. Usually there is a history of trauma, a long lost trauma, patient भी भूल गया होता है ऐसा trauma, मुझे ध्यान ही नहीं यार मैंने कब किया था, मैंने कभी टूथपिक शायद मारा हो और वो मुझे ध्यान भी नहीं, कभी मैंने नेल से शायद अपने गम्स को हल्का रब किया हो, आई डोंट रिमेंबर, है ना, एज सच. Probably there might be a history of a deep scaling or curettage 20 years back. I don't remember whether I have got it done or not. So generally there is a history of long lost trauma. सब एपिथेलियल सर्वाइकल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन में देखना फीचर्स जो हैं दोज विल बी दोनों के मिक्स्ड फीचर मिलेंगे, इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन और एक्सटर्नल रिजॉर्प्शन के. लुक, द रिजॉर्प्शन, द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स इन द जिंजाइवल सल्कस. द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स इन द जिंजाइवल सल्कस. यहां पे प्रॉब्लम शुरू होती है, यहां पे इन्फ्लेमेशन स्टार्ट होता है एंड देन आपका रूट रिजॉर्प्शन सर्वाइकल एरिया पे शुरू हो जाता है. ये देखो, सर्वाइकल एरिया पे आपका रूट रिजॉर्प्शन स्टार्ट हो गया है ना. सो पल्प का इसमें क्या कंडीशन होना चाहिए, वाइटल और नॉन वाइटल. देखो पल्प का तो कोई रिलेशन ही नहीं है इससे, है ना. सो पल्प इज यूजुअली वाइटल, पल्प वाइटल मिलेगा आपको. पल्प का कोई रिलेशन नहीं था, जिंजाइवल सल्कस में प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी, पल्प कहता है आई हैव नथिंग टू डू विद दिस. ओके, सो कैनाल आउटलाइन, अभी देखो पल्प वाइटल है, इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन का फीचर है. कैनाल आउटलाइन डिस्टॉर्टेड और अनडिस्टॉर्टेड, कैनाल से मेरा कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. कैनाल आउटलाइन undistorted, feature of external root resorption, undistorted canal outline. Will it move with angulated radiograph? देखो डिफेक्ट जो है वो लेबियली है, कैनाल उसके पैलेटली हो गई, तो yes it will move with angulated radiograph. Again feature of external root resorption, it will move with angulated radiograph. And whether there will be adjacent bone loss? Yes, there will be adjacent bone loss. Why? क्योंकि देखो डिफेक्ट जो है वो रूट सरफेस पे हो रहा है. प्रॉब्लम रूट सरफेस पे जब होता है तो एडजेसेंट बोन लॉस भी मिलता है आपको. रिमेंबर यू कैन ऑल्सो सी पिंक टूथ ओवर हियर ऑल्सो. पिंक टूथ कैन बी सीन ओवर हियर ऑल्सो. पिंक टूथ ऑफ ममरी कैन बी सीन ओवर हियर ऑल्सो. ओके, दैट पिंक टूथ कैन बी सीन ओवर हियर ऑल्सो. रिमेंबर वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग फॉर सब एपिथेलियल सर्वाइकल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन, द लीजन विल ऑलवेज बी साइट स्पेसिफिक. इट विल ऑलवेज बी एट द लेवल ऑफ अटैचमेंट लेवल. अटैचमेंट लेवल, क्योंकि देखो रिजॉर्प्शन आपका प्रॉब्लम इट स्टार्ट्स इन द जिंजाइवल सल्कस, सो द लीजन विल ऑलवेज बी प्रेजेंट ओवर हियर एट दिस लेवल. योर इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन, योर एक्सटर्नल रिजॉर्प्शन कैन बी सीन थ्रू आउट द लेंथ ऑफ द कैनाल, थ्रू आउट द लेंथ ऑफ द रूट, कहीं पे भी मिल सकता है, बट दिस विल बी साइट स्पेसिफिक. Site specific. Why site specific? Because this has to start at the depth of the gingival sulcus. So site specific will be this thing, है ना. तो इंपॉर्टेंट रह सकता है सब एपिथेलियल सर्वाइकल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन. तो एक बार रिजॉर्प्शन देखो हम रिवाइज करते हैं. रिजॉर्प्शन रिवाइज करते हैं. रिमेंबर एक्सटर्नल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन से पहले आपको मार्क करना है, आपने इन्फ्लामेटरी रिजॉर्प्शन. अगर इन्फ्लामेटरी रिजॉर्प्शन इज गिवन इन द ऑप्शन, रिमेंबर मोर देन 60 मिनट्स एक्स्ट्रा ओरल ड्राई टाइम, नो पीडियल सेल विल सर्वाइव. Okay, ankylosis is the second best option. Ankylosis is not the best option, it is the second best. Why ankylosis is second best? It is going to be followed definitely by the external root resorption. I can only slow the pace, we will discuss it how, but external root resorption is going to happen, or replacement resorption भी कहते हैं इसको. ठीक है, why? Because of this bone remodeling thing, that is a constant process. Remember, ankylosed teeth will give you a metallic sound on percussion. Okay, now internal resorption, remember there is a history of trauma, प्लास्टिक एक्टिविटी मिलेगी अगर आप उसका सेक्शन ले रहे हैं हिस्टोलॉजिकली, एंड इमीडिएट पल्पेक्टमी एंड आरसीटी. इमीडिएट पल्पेक्टमी एंड आरसीटी, रिमेंबर ऐसे डिफेक्ट्स को फिल करने के लिए ईदर यू कैन गो विद द एमटीए थिंग, जो रिजॉर्प्शन एरिया है पल्पेक्टमी करने के बाद, और यू कैन गो विद द थर्मोप्लास्टिसाइज गट्टा पर्चा. थर्मोप्लास्टिक जीपी मींस लाइक ऑब्चुरा एंड ऑल. ओके, दिस पार्ट इसको आप अच्छे से फिल कर दें, दिस पार्ट को नॉर्मल ऑब्चुरेशन से, एंड रिजॉर्प्शन यहां था तो इधर में आप थर्मोप्लास्टिक गट्टा पर्चा से इंजेक्ट कर दे यूजिंग ऑब्चुरा गन. ओके, सो हाउ यू कैन ऑब्चुरेट दिस लीजन? बाय these things, by using MTA or thermoplasticized GP. So in this internal resorption pulp is vital. The canal outline is irregular or distorted. Ballooning of the canal भी word use होता है कहीं. It will not move with the angulated radiograph and no adjacent bone loss and pink tooth can be seen. External resorption में देखो differentiating feature, pulp non vital, वहां vital था. कैनाल आउटलाइन अनडिस्टॉर्टेड, वहां पे कैनाल आउटलाइन इरेगुलर थी, बैलूनिंग ऑफ द कैनाल हो जाता है. इसको एक वर्ड दिया गया रेडियोग्राफिकली, इट इज द कैनाल इज रनिंग थ्रू डिफेक्ट. इट विल मूव विद एंगुलेटेड रेडियोग्राफ एंड देयर विल बी एडजेसेंट बोन लॉस आल्सो. इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कैन बी सब एपिथेलियल सर्वाइकल रूट रिजॉर्प्शन, क्योंकि ये आप लोगों ने नहीं पढ़ा होता है, एमसीक्यू के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है, और ये डेफिनेटली आप गलत करोगे, है ना. सो मेनी चांसेस, क्योंकि बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं होता. रिमेंबर देयर इज अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ लॉन्ग लॉस्ट ट्रॉमा, स्केलिंग, क्यूरेटाज, है ना, रूट प्लेनिंग. Pulp vital, undistorted, move with angulated radiograph and adjacent bone loss. Okay, pink tooth internal resorption का feature होता है जो एंड वाइटल पल्प इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन के, ये दोनों इंटरनल रिजॉर्प्शन के फीचर्स हैं, वाइटल एंड पिंक टूथ. रिमेंबर इट इज साइट स्पेसिफिक. साइट स्पेसिफिक इट विल ऑलवेज हैपन एट द लेवल ऑफ द अटैचमेंट एपिथेलियम, अटैचमेंट लेवल पे होगा ये. ठीक है. So guys, starting with one of the most important topic I can say in whole endodontics, traumatic injuries and avulsion. Almost consistently questions are coming on this topic, traumatic injuries and avulsion. This topic is not just in endo, this is an overlapping topic. Overlapping, it comes in periodontics also, it comes in oral and maxillofacial surgery also. Overall, a very important topic for examinations, for MCQs also, for final year exams also. Okay. So in traumatic injuries avulsion, let us start with the first T, trauma. So majority of time the trauma happens at the age of 7 to 10 years. Okay. Maxillary jaw is more commonly affected than the mandibular jaw. Okay. Most common dental injuries are the luxation injuries. Luxation injuries are the most commonest dental injuries, accounting for 30 to 44% of the total injuries are the luxation injuries. Then if during the dental injury, if the injury is like this, the microdontal part is fractured, then remember